Search engine optimization, SEO secrets. That is one of my passions. This is Raj Khera. I'm your host at the morebusiness.com podcast, and my goal is to help 250 entrepreneurs become millionaires within 5 years of starting their business. And one of the fastest ways to generate clients out of thin air is to actually optimize not just your website, but things like Google Business Profile. And I want to share with you, especially if you're doing life coaching, it's a very noble journey, but how do you get life coaching clients? That's one of the biggest challenges people have when they start a life coaching business. In fact, thousands of people search for the term life coaching every single month. So if you know how to do SEO for life coaches, it'll give you a major advantage over other coaches to land a regular stream of clients. So I'll talk about a list that will compile most of the common life coaching keywords, and you'll hear about that in this podcast, and then also some strategies on how you can actually attract people from, like I said, thin air from Google, people searching for terms that relate to your type of business. It's actually a really clever tactic, and I think you'll enjoy the stuff that you hear on this podcast. So welcome again, and let's get started. All right, so search engine optimization is one of the most effective techniques to generate leads for all kinds of businesses. And SEO for life coaches allows you to build your personal brand very strategically by creating and sharing content that people are actively seeking. You can broaden your online footprint very quickly when you know the specific life coaching keywords to massage into your marketing material, including social media posts and your website's blogs and videos. Now, when you couple that with SEO for life coaching tactics that I'm going to share with you in this podcast and an accompanying guide on our website, morebusiness.com, you'll be able to create a very reliable system that's going to generate qualified leads consistently. So let's start with the first topic, which is balance your keyword search volume with keyword difficulty. So there's a couple of things that you should know about SEO. One is how much search volume is happening for the keywords that you're looking at. And the other one is something called keyword difficulty. It's a KD, is the short version of it. Keyword difficulty is a number between 0 and 100 that tells you how hard it is to get ranked on a particular keyword. So it's important to focus on keywords that have some degree of search volume to it, because otherwise, if you get optimized on it, you're not going to get any traffic coming into your website. It's just basically a wasted effort. So there's a downside. Now, when keywords get searched on a lot, that usually means they have a higher keyword difficulty. That's the indicator, again, of how hard it is to get ranked on a specific term. So for some specific terms you should go after, you can take a look at what's called keyword discovery. So this is the process of figuring out what terms you should really take a look at. When you find keywords that have a keyword difficulty of 20 or below, actually you could go up to 30 or below. That's really what you want to target. But when you find keywords with the term with difficulty 20 or below, you have a very significant chance of getting ranked on it pretty quickly. And when you incorporate these terms that have both characteristics, high search volume, low keyword difficulty, your SEO for life coaches activities have a much higher likelihood of getting picked up by Google. So let's take a look at what some of the terms actually are. I'm going to just rattle off a few terms, their monthly volume, and their keyword difficulty so you get a sense of what I'm talking about here. So the words life coach gets searched on 33,000 times every single month. This is just in the United States alone. The keyword difficulty on that, though, is 70. Again, this is a number between 0 and 100, so 70 is pretty hard to get ranked on. 33,000 searches, though, that's a lot of people looking for life coaches. Now, if you add to it the words near me, so if you look for life coach near me, that adds another 12,000 in monthly search volume. Keyword difficulty is 60. Just think about this, though. There are a lot of people looking for life coaches. Life coaching searched on 8,000 times. Keyword difficulty of 69. Then you have related terms. So I'm going to use the plural version of life coach. Life coaches. That's almost 5,500 times. Life coaches near me, another 5,500. Life coaching near me, another 4,000. So the keyword difficulty of those are in the 60s. Again, pretty hard to get ranked on for those types of terms when you're going only after those. But there's a way to use the special tactic I'm going to talk about in just a minute to actually get found for terms that are related to you. But just to recap this, I mean, there's a lot of search volume going on for the terms related to life coach. I mean, life coach, 33,000, life coach near me, 12,000, life coaching, 8,000, life coaches, 5,500. That is 50, 60,000 people every single month, just in the US alone, looking for somebody to help them with life coaching. So this is a big booming business. And I know you got into it because you probably felt the calling, wanted to help people out. So let's do some stuff on your website that can actually help you find those people. So the nice thing is when you go into local search, the numbers dramatically change. So for example, life coach Chicago, not just the words life coach, but if you add in your geographical region, the search volume, the number of people looking, goes down a lot. But, and this is a big but, the keyword difficulty also goes down a lot, which means you have a much higher chance of getting ranked. And in fact, if you just search for the term life coach, I don't know that that's somebody you want to find necessarily, because they may be looking for somebody that's local. So if you live in Chicago, but you get somebody that's living in San Diego searching for it, well, you might not be able to get them as a client. So here's what the numbers look like. Life coach Chicago, monthly search volume 590 roughly. Keyword difficulty 27. Remember that magic number 30. We want to try to get under 30. There actually are some terms that are under 30. Those are for more of the secondary geographical markets. They have a lot less difficulty. Life coach Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Baton Rouge, LA. Also about 600. Keyword difficulty is 21. Life coach Richmond, Virginia, same thing. Keyword difficulty 21, around 600 searches. Even some of the big metropolitan areas like life coach Los Angeles, almost 500 searches being done every month. Keyword difficulty of 37. It's a little harder when you get to these major metropolitan areas. It's a little bit harder, but still, it's not unachievable. And as I mentioned, San Diego, for example, life coach San Diego, almost 500 searches every single month. Keyword difficulty of 26. Now, when you get into some of the other markets, Boca Raton, Florida, fewer search volumes, close to 400, but the keyword difficulty is 15. What that's telling you is it's so much easier to get ranked when you start adding the terms that are related to suburbs around your main geographical market, if that's who you target. So that's what you want to do. You want to start taking a look at how you could optimize your website for these specific local geographic markets, and you want to put those words into your pages. Okay, there's ample room to optimize your website and your online presence to generate these kinds of qualified leads. So how do you market yourself as a life coach? I mean, that's the ultimate question, right? You want to find a way to promote your life coaching business. So the first thing you can do is claim your Google business profile. When people search for coaches near their physical location, Google displays a map with pins that shows the coaches that are the closest to the area that their phone is right at that moment. Okay, so what they do is they use all kinds of tracking technology through cell phone towers and GPS tracking to find out where you physically are looking for someone and where the related coaches are around you. And what happens is you get these pins on a map. So you, as a life coach, want to show up on that map and that related list. And the way you do that is you start by claiming your Google business profile. It's very easy to do. You go to google.com/business and you search up your company name and you click claim and follow the steps to actually claim your profile. What Google wants to do is verify that it's truly you, that it's not someone else trying to claim your profile. So what they may do is send you a physical postcard that has a code on it, so that you go back to your profile listing online and enter the code that they sent to you. So it might take a week, 2 weeks, that kind of thing for you to actually get that postcard, but just follow the steps on there. This is a very important tactic for modern SEO for life coaches. Certainly one of the fastest ways to market your business. And it's almost like the Google business profile is like your new homepage. I mean, think about it. When you search for a plumber or for a restaurant, Google Maps is probably the first place you go to, and it searches your area so you can get to someplace quickly. And that's the number one factor that it uses for listing someone. It's not necessarily whether the site's optimized or not. It's your physical location in proximity to the person doing the search. So after you claim your Google business profile, just follow the instructions to enter your general information like hours of operation, like your phone number, your exact location if you need to add that kind of stuff too. But there's lots of things you can put in there. In fact, Google has a way that you can track the phone number, track the number of people that called you from Google Maps. Isn't that wild? So, when you go to Google Maps and you're looking for a restaurant, and you want to just call the restaurant right up, you just click a button from Google Maps and it dials it from your phone number. Google can actually track that. So when you go to your analytics and look at the actual reports, Google will be showing you the number of people calling you from your Google business profile listing. The top criteria, again, to get found on the map is the proximity to the person that's doing the search. So you want to make sure that your address is listed properly. And you do that through things like citations and so on. But just start with your Google business profile. That's going to be the fastest way to get yourself found. So now let's go into another area, which is content idea for coaches. Once you've got a clear picture of the keywords that you should write about, what's next? Now remember, the keywords that we're talking about are life coach and then your geographical area, life coach, Richmond, Virginia, wherever you're located. So the next step is to write really good content. And so that's sometimes challenging. I mean, a lot of times people think about writing and say, oh my gosh, this is going to take me weeks to just write a piece. You can actually get content from one of our affiliates. It's PLR. If you go to morebusiness.com/PLR, which stands for Private Label Rights, you will get to the page where you can actually get content. Some of it is available for free. Some of it's very low cost. And it's pre-written, fully licensed content that you can then own to modify as you see fit. Or, for example, you can get some slide decks and you can talk to it. So if you're talking about a special way to do something as a life coach, your words are going to come out very different than someone else who might be using similar content. So it'll end up becoming very personalized to you, to your brand. So that's one thing that you really should take a look at. Many life coaches struggle to find the time to write high quality content. And that's where the private label rights content is really your savior. It's known as PLR content for coaches. So again, go to morebusiness.com/PLR, private label rights, and you'll be able to get to it. In fact, if you go to PLR-coaching, it goes right to some specific content that you might want to use right away to make it your own. It's far easier than coming up with new ideas every week for posting on social, posting on your website, that kind of thing. And the other really cool thing is you can then incorporate these life coaching terms into the content that you're updating so that it becomes really, really personalized. The other thing you can do is create videos from this PLR content, and that really becomes valuable because you can upload those to YouTube, you can upload them to your social media links, you can just have a quick conversation, maybe a 60-second tip, something like that, record yourself talking about it, upload it to YouTube, which you can then pepper on LinkedIn, pepper on Facebook, that kind of stuff. So there's a lot more to it. I just went over a handful of topics for life coaches. I'm going to go into a lot more detail in our 9-step process to attract clients, and that will be on the next podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Just click over to the next podcast and you'll be able to hear 9 specific strategies to help you generate more business very quickly for your life coaching services. Thanks for tuning in.